Hello everybody, this is WarriorDan and welcome back to another episode of What is the Point Of? The game on your screen currently is Identity, developed and published by Asylum Entertainment and subsequently released on Steam on November 30th, 2018. Identity is an early access sandbox MMORPG, very similar in nature to the now defunct PlayStation Home app, originally accessible on the PlayStation 3 as far back as 2008, before subsequently being shut down at the end of the console's lifespan back in 2015. On its store page, Identity is marketed as a new breed of massively multiplayer online role-playing game where hundreds of players interact in a world of absolute freedom. It's the actions of players which determine your fate and the fate of the world you live in. When everyone is a real person, you can live as a criminal, a police officer, business person, or anything in between. You are in full control of your own future, in your pursuit of wealth, glory, and power. Identity takes place in a fictional land in the eastern United States, with the terrain inspired primarily by the Carolinas and Georgia. The chosen location allows for a huge variety in terrain and environments. You'll encounter dark cities, beautiful beaches, farmland, snow-capped mountains, and everything in between. All these are areas inspired by real locations in the United States, resulting in an incredibly believable and immersive world. Now before we continue, keep this description clearly in mind, specifically the parts about absolute freedom and an incredibly believable world. The game goes on to state the town square is the first Identity module, which also includes access to future modules and the full Identity game upon its completion. As a social module, the town square will allow you to create and customize your characters, meet new friends, and enjoy a bunch of interesting and fun things to do. This is your first preview of what's to come with Identity. Identity's Town Square, a closed-off section of the Ash Hill City Center, gives you a sneak peek at some of the items you've received from pledging to Identity. With a few dozen people per Town Square server, you can hang out and play games with other Identity fans while waiting on future modules and the full Identity world. Following the Town Square, 2 additional modules will be released, SWAT and Racing. After all modules are playable, you'll get access to the full Identity game as a whole. So let's stop there and do a quick recap of the most prominent features here, according to the Steam page. Massive realistic open world environment, server support for hundreds of active players, absolute player freedom within the world, social interactions between players potentially having lasting effects or consequences, a variety of explorable environments within the world based on real-world locations, extensive character customization, and social games and activities between players. Okay, that gives us a much clearer picture to work with. I can never understand why some developers choose to write pages of meaningless descriptors and a whole bunch of other explanatory exposition, where instead you can just do a simple bullet point list in its place. As I indicated earlier, Identity seems to take many of its social cues from other social hub world games, like PlayStation Home, Garry's Mod, etc. I should clarify, in the case of Garry's Mod, I'm referring to some of the community servers, which are predominantly split between casual social hubs, such as the cinema servers, and minigame-centric servers. The difference being that here, Identity is essentially the dumpster diver offspring of games like these, awkwardly combining a mess of different unfinished gameplay mechanics into an unoptimized, barely functioning, lifeless husk of a world. Identity even fails to somehow do the 2 things that social hub games were known for: moderately enjoyable, socially driven minigames, and deep cosmetic customization controls. What's the point in having a hub world where there are no meaningful activities available within it? And no, just simply having a movie theater and a cosmetic shop that sells only a handful of clothing options does not qualify. The only real fun that can be had is chatting with other players who likewise accept the brokenness of the game in its current state, and just emoting with them off in a corner as you take comfort in your collective misery. Now at this point you might think, well, Identity is another standard early access game, one that had a bad day 1 launch, and the whole point of an early access period is to allow the developer to improve on the core foundations of the game and take the time to fix any bugs or other complications that may occur. Oh no. We're just barely touching the tip of the iceberg here. It gets much worse from here. If you look at the game's official website, this is where you're going to get all the good stuff. You can buy special pre-order packages, which initially were made available weeks or months prior to the game's release on Steam. I'll admit I don't remember the exact time it went live, but I do remember this happening a fair amount of time before the game actually went up on Steam. I've had my eye on this game for a long time. And apparently it's still up and available to purchase stuff from, presumably, until the game's departure from the Steam Early Access program, which could theoretically be years from now. So okay, you maybe have 1 or 2 pre-order editions, maybe a base version and a collector's edition with some extra digital goodies. That's a bit scummy given the game's early access state, but hey, that's not at least breaking any new ground within the industry. But no. Currently at the moment there are 10 different unique packages that players can choose from, each with their own unique tiered rewards, with package prices scaling initially from $15 up to $500. Yes, that's right, you can buy a $500 version of an early access game, one that isn't even fully feature functional at $15. But this is only the beginning. Additionally, players can choose to enhance their experience. I'll be honest, it doesn't say enhanced anywhere on the website, but I love going back to, what was it? Was it Hitman 2 that did that? Oh no, that was a different game. It's just stupid, so I have to make fun of it. On the website, the developers allow players to purchase virtual properties such as apartments, vehicles, etc. from the website and include these as add-ons to their purchase, or even purchase them separately at a later date. Prices for living spaces are as follows. Studio, $25. 1-bedroom apartment, $45. 2-bedroom apartment, $90. Luxury 1-bedroom, $100. Luxury 2-bedroom, $200. Penthouse, $300. As for vehicles, the prices are similarly absurd. Old dirt bike, $25. Rusted car, $30. A used motorcycle, $40. Crockett motorcycle, $60. Sports car, $100. Oh, and did you actually want a dedicated garage to keep your car in? That's gonna cost you extra. 1-car garage, $20. 2-car garage, $40. As for cosmetics, there are 2 t-shirt options. Ride Bicycle brand t-shirt pack, $20. Ride Skateboard brand t-shirt pack, $20. Other cosmetic options include a custom t-shirt graphic, a vanity license plate, and a vanity phone number, all of them being priced at $5 a piece. Finally, we have pets. You have a trifecta of dog options, varying from the Maltese, the Pug, and the Shiba Inu, each priced at $25 a piece. Then you have the cats, with the Tabby priced at $25 and the Sphinx cat priced at $40. That altogether works out to be a grand total of over $1,270 of DLC content before tax. And that does not include any of the money spent on the various aforementioned game packages. That's about $300 more than it would cost to buy every single piece of content available in Grand Theft Auto Online. Overall, I cannot in good conscience recommend anyone to play Identity for any reason. Even if the game somehow tomorrow went free to play and gave up on its current payment model, I cannot recommend anywhere go near it with a 10-foot poker. Even among free-to-play games, there are simply so many better options out there. When you have games like Team Fortress 2, Warframe, etc. dominating the market, this shallow, aborted, undeveloped mess of a game deserves to sit at the bottom of any pile. Identity is in every possible way the objectively worst game I have played throughout 2018, based on a foundation of lies in order to sell itself to a community desperate for a return to the social hub phase that mostly died out with the cancellation of PlayStation Home. Identity pales in comparison to its predecessors and brings shame on the whole genre as a whole. But that said, that brings us to the end of this review. Anything else I would say would likely end up being redundant, and as much as I'd love to beat a dead horse and further drag this game's already miserable carcass of a reputation further into the mud, this is as good a place to stop as any. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think of Identity? Is this game worth supporting? Am I being too hard on its monetization methods? Am I not being hard enough on it? Tell me what you think down below. Unlike the developers, I don't hide from feedback, I welcome it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I have released new review videos every week, so you can look forward to more content like this coming very soon. This is WarriorDan signing out. Stay awesome everybody, and peace out.